the king who became a slave. In the vibrant kingdom of Oyo, there lived a king named Oba Ajani. His robes were woven from the finest silk, his crown shimmered with 100 jewels, and his palace was so grand it touched the clouds. But Oba Ajani's heart was as hard as the gold on his throne. One hot afternoon, a young slave named Ade was serving the king cool water from a calabash. A single drop splashed onto the king's silken slipper. "You clumsy boy," Oba Ajani roared, his voice like thunder. "Away with you! You are worth less than the dust on my shoes." Watching from the shadows was an old woman no one ever noticed. Her eyes, however, held a powerful magic. Seeing the king's cruelty, she whispered, "A heart so proud must learn to bend. A king who scorns the low must learn to be a friend." The next morning, Oba Ajani did not wake up in his royal bed. He awoke on the dusty ground outside the palace gates, his fine silks replaced with tattered rags. His crown was gone. When he looked at his reflection in a puddle, a poor, hungry beggar stared back. He cried out, "I am your king," but no one recognized him. The guards shoved him away from the gates. The merchants in the market, who once offered him their finest goods, now tossed him rotten fruit. For the first time in his life, Oba Ajani felt the gnawing pain of hunger. As evening fell, a small boy sat down beside the weeping beggar. It was Aid, the slave boy. He didn't recognize the king. He only saw someone in need. "You look hungry," Aid said softly, and broke his own small piece of roasted yam in two, offering half to the beggar. Oba Ajani took the yam, his hands trembling. This boy, whom he had treated so harshly, was now sharing his only food with him. A wave of shame washed over the king. He saw his own pride and cruelty reflected in the boy's simple act of kindness. At that very moment, the old woman appeared. She smiled gently. "A king's strength is not in his crown, but in his compassion," she said. With a wave of her hand, a shimmering light enveloped the beggar. Oba Ajani was a king once more, standing in his grand palace hall, but his heart was no longer hard. The first words he spoke were not a command for riches, but a gentle request. "Bring me the boy named Aid." When Aid was brought before him, the king knelt down. "You taught me what it means to be truly royal," he said. From that day on, Oba Ajani ruled with a kind and humble heart. He freed Aid and many other slaves, and was known throughout the land not just as a great king, but as a good man.